Hello, families. My name is Mrs. Petty. Welcome to Holden's Fall 2020 Title I Parent Meeting. I know that we can't be in school today and we can't gather together, but as I'm sure many of you've seen, the teachers at Holden are working hard on their virtual classrooms, on their Schoology pages, on their Bitmoji selves, and we all wanted to welcome you to our meeting today. So welcome. Thank you for watching. I'm going to get started with our presentation. The purpose for today's meeting is for the parents to learn about Holden's teaching emphasis this school year, and for our teachers and staff to learn about your wishes for your children this year. So we will have a chance at the end to get some contact information where you can send me an email and let me know your questions, concerns, suggestions. Before we get started talking about that, we are currently in our remote learning, our distance learning phase of our return to school plan. And as many of you know, because you've watched your children learning at home, it's not easy all the time. It has been difficult for everyone. This is not an ideal situation that any of us want to be in. We all would like to be back at school, teaching in our classrooms like it used to be. Unfortunately, right now, that's not possible. So in order for you to help your child be successful, I have a few suggestions from things that I've seen and students that we've been working with in our virtual classrooms. And one of those things is to designate a school area for your child. So your child, I've seen many of them. I've been working in groups with many of them. Some of them are set up at a table with their computer or screen, iPad, tablet, phone, sitting in front of them so that I can see them and they can see me. They're sitting in a chair where they are comfortable, sitting up straight where they can have materials in front of them. And it seems to make a big difference. Other students are laying in beds or laying on couches or laying on floors. And I know it's a long time during the day, and there are plenty of times to take breaks throughout the school day, but laying around somewhere doesn't seem to work as well for students. It's harder for them to focus, to concentrate, to write, to be prepared for school. So I would say set up an area that is a school area where your child can focus and get their work done. Make sure it's quiet around them. There are some households where there's the TV on or music playing. And if your child is sitting next to that, it could be distracting for them. So if that is what you want to do in your house, find a different spot for your child to sit. Help them stay organized. So have some folders at home where they can put their papers and materials. Have them put all their materials in the same spot every day so that they are able to find what they need when they need it. We don't want them running around looking for all of their things as their teacher's having a meeting with them. And also having those materials accessible for them. These are all ways you can help set your child up for success. In my house, we've been doing some distance learning also. And so these are some ideas for some setups. In our house, we have 4 of us working. So I am at home working in our office. Ben is in the other room. I found this cute little desk on Facebook Marketplace for $20, which worked out really well for us. So he is set up in a place that is quiet from him, away from me. Hattie and Allie are both in their bedrooms. We made work do with some furniture that we had at home and set it up so that they had some quiet spaces for them to be working. They have their materials around them, so they have them. They had a place to store their materials. We had a little file folder for Hattie's here. Allie has a little desk that was in her room already. She has some drawers in there where she could keep her materials. So this is really helpful for students to have a space to learn. Some more expectations for your child's WebEx meeting. One of those expectations is for your child to keep their their mic muted while their teacher is talking. I know a lot of students, when we started, were unmuting their mic because they wanted to talk to their teacher or tell their teacher something. But with 20 to 30 students in a classroom on a WebEx, that makes it really difficult for the teacher. If students could keep their video on. I know when I'm working with groups, we're doing a lot of work counting, where we're doing things where they're looking at things, I'm looking at them, I'm watching how they're thinking, and that helps me to know where we go next in their learning. So if they're turning their camera off and I can't see them, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how they're counting. Are they using mental math? Are they using their fingers? What strategies are they using? So if I can't see them, it's harder for me to distinguish that and know where to go and what to teach next. Make sure your children are on time. School starts every day at 9 o'clock. So at 9 o'clock in the morning, they should be up and at 'em. I know a lot of students that are coming to my groups are running to get their breakfast when we have our first group. They haven't had breakfast yet, so they're leaving my teaching to go have breakfast and then coming back in between their bites. And that is really difficult to get work accomplished when you're distracted like that. Lots of teachers ask for them to use the chat for discussion. Probably lower L would not do that so much. Make sure that they're completing all their work that is asked of them. This is all being counted for their grades. This is not like the spring when we kind of were in crisis mode and we just did the best we could. This is all being counted towards their grades, the work that they're completing. Sit in a quiet place. We just talked about that. Be respectful to the teachers. Stay focused on their work, and eat during break or lunch times. As I said, when kids are having lunch or breakfast in the middle of your meeting, it's distracting. The next thing we're going to talk about is some school improvement goals that we have at Holden. And just because we are remote learning does not mean that our goals have changed. We still have goals that we will be held accountable for and that we will be teaching your children to meet these goals. Our first one is that all students will meet or exceed state and local standards in mathematics. And so we will say that 85% of our students will be proficient in meeting math standards by June 24th, 2022. That will be measured by state assessments. Now, some of the state assessments have changed this year. They could possibly change next year. Also, we are not sure what's going to happen yet, but we are still reaching for these goals and striving to meet these goals. Our next goal is that all students will meet or exceed local standards in English and language arts. So our first goal was meeting standards in math. Our second goal is meeting standards in language arts. At the end of each year, we expect your child to be reading at a level that is appropriate for them. In kindergarten, they should be reading at a level 4, a first grade, 18, second grade, 28, third grade, 38, fourth grade, 40, and fifth grade, 50. Many of our students are coming in a little behind this year because we did not get to finish our school year last year. We will be working hard to catch them up so that they are still achieving these goals. Our last school improvement goal, number 3, is a professional learning community. And this is where the teachers collaborate as professionals. We strengthen our vertical and horizontal alignment between the curriculum. We are working with the teachers in the grade level above and the grade level below to know what we need to teach our students to get them ready and what our students already know coming to us. We use data to drive our instruction, and we work together as a professional learning community. And as you can see, we have all of our little Bitmoji teachers working together up in my picture. Your Title I programming this year is mostly me. We get lots of money from the federal grant Title I program, and that is what pays for my position. I work with intervention groups in reading and math. If your child is working with me, it is because they are 2 years below grade level in reading and close to that in math. So we are working with students who are struggling, who need to help catching up to their grade level. For math, we are using Advantage Math Recovery. it is a focus on number knowledge. In groups, we are working on structuring numbers. We talk about how numbers go together and how we can take them apart. We work on subitizing, looking for groups and patterns. Finger flashing, being able to hold up a number on their fingers when I ask them to. Combining and partitioning numbers is putting numbers together and taking them apart. We also work on number words and numerals, forward number and backward numbers, addition and subtraction strategies. And these are all building blocks that your children need to go on and forward in their mathematic education. Students who are seeing intervention teachers for reading are also students who are working below grade level. We are working with them on what is holding them back as a reader. What is their deficit? So there are 5 areas that we look at: phonemic awareness, phonics, high frequency words and vocab, fluency, and comprehension. We find what the deficit is, and we work on strengthening that so that we can get your child caught up to grade level. Something else that we wanted to talk about today was how you can monitor your child's progress. We know that this is a difficult time again. Parents and kids are home together all the time. I have 3 kids. It's hard. I know. We all could probably use a little break, but we have to keep working hard if we want our children to be successful. And so some ways that you can monitor their progress are their Schoology page. So you were sent a parent login for Schoology. If you don't want to use that, you can always log in as your child on their Schoology page. Their assignments are listed there. Their grades are on there. You can keep up with the teachers' notes and messages on their Schoology page. Talk to your child about how they're doing. Not that they're always completely honest. I have one who would rather tell me that her homework's all done and everything is turned in than saying she needs a little help on it. So I understand that. She's the one I have to check extra closely on her Schoology page to make sure everything is caught up and she's ready. Use email to get a hold of your teachers. Most of the teachers respond within 24 hours of your email that they got your message and what they can do to help you with whatever your question was. Remind 101 is a text messaging app. If you have not signed up for that through your child's teacher, please reach out to them and make sure you sign up for that. You can get lots of important information. Mrs. Premer also has a Remind that I hope you've all signed up for. You can call the teachers at work. However, that's going to be one of the more difficult ways to get back to you. They're not going to be able to get back to you all the time through the day. Email is much quicker. And the last way is Parent Portal. Students in grades 3 through 5 have access to Parent Portal, where your grades are also kept and parents can log in and get their grades. Last, I would love to hear from you. We are working hard at Holden. We are doing our very best, but we know there is always room for improvement. So what can we do for you? How can we help? Do you have questions on Schoology? Do you have questions about classroom, about assignments, anything else that you can think of? We would love to help you out. So please either shoot me an email. Your child's teacher would be happy to help. Mrs. Premer, we are all here for you. We want to do what's best for your children. This is my contact information. My name is Mrs. Petty again. My email address is here. Phone number and extension at school. However, again, the best way to get a hold of me is through email. And last but not least, if you have watched this whole presentation and you sat through it and listened to me the whole time, we want to give you a little reward. So this message will be posted Thursday night on October 8th. On October 9th, Friday, October 9th, you can go up to the Holden office from 9 to 4 and answer a question about my presentation to be able to take home a prize for your child. So we have some great prizes up at school. Miss Jody or Miss Lori will be asking you a question about my presentation today. And if you can get that answer correct, you will be able to pick out a prize for your child so that they have something to bring home and be excited about. We appreciate you. We appreciate you taking time to watch this video. We appreciate how much effort you are putting in with your child. And we can't wait to be back in person and to see all of your wonderful faces. Hope you have a great night. We hope to see you on Friday to come in and get your prize. Make sure you've watched carefully because you will have to answer the question. Everyone have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you.